What's up, FHN? My name's Braeden Kettinger. Today is Friday, October 11th, and you're watching Night TV. Earlier this week, girls golf ended their season playing in the annual GAC tournament at the Golf Club of Wentzville, performing well with senior Alyssa Perkins shooting an 87, placing 17th, and Addison Brenner shooting a 92, placing 23rd. Tonight, FHN football travels to Central to take on the Spartans at 7 p.m. The Spartans come into this game off a win over Timberland last week, taking down the Wolves 27-14. This long-awaited matchup caps off Cross Out the C Week at FHN, so be sure to show out in the Color Out theme and show your support for the Knights as they look to collect their first win of the season. After a strong 11-1 win on Wednesday over North Point, varsity softball will travel to Fort Zumwalt South this evening at 4:15, with JV playing the Bulldogs at home at the same time. The varsity girls are in the midst of a hot streak, winning 3 of their last 4 games. Looking into professional sports, MLB's divisional series of the playoffs began this week with both New York teams, Mets and Yankees, winning their respective series in 4 games. Tonight, the Dodgers and Padres will play the deciding Game 5 for home field advantage in the championship series against the Mets. The brand new FHN Pickleball Club has recently announced their first tournament will be October 21st from 12 to 3 p.m. The deadline to sign up to be a part of the club is today. For more information, you can look to the FHN Pickleball Instagram page or stop by Mr. Strayhorn's room in room 1303. Thank you for watching Night TV today. Follow our socials at FHN Today and FHN Game Day for more news every day. Once again, I'm Braeden signing off.
Chase, as we wind down the season, Alicia Hunt in her senior year, this is one of her marquee
One of her
games.
best years, yes.
This is.
I know. This is like a highlight game for her.
Yeah.
I feel like every senior so far has had one game.
Yeah.
Like Kendra just had hers. It's Alicia's time to shine tonight.
She answered the phone tonight. Wow. Will they be able to get the ball in time, first of all, and .4 to get it off?
And that's gonna, yep. It is a tie game.
And what's the call?
And did he call? He called a foul. Wow.
They're calling it a flagrant as well. Wow.
Oh my, one more.
Chase, I can't hear you.
I know. Oh my gosh!
Chase, the ball doesn't lie. Chase, the ball doesn't lie.
She gets one more.
She gets a third. Wow. I think I'm gonna stand again. Ref's running around.
Yeah, that was a terrible call from the ref there. I can't hear a thing. Oh, it's over. 36-35. Central takes it.
Chase.
That was a terrible way.
Wow.
All my bias aside, that should not have been a foul.
And that's an awful end to the game for these girls that
I know.
fought so hard.
That was that last call aside, that was an amazing game here tonight.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. We talk about this Central-North rivalry. This is one of those games that they're going to talk about for years. 35-35.
I know.
No time left. Send Central to the free throw line. She misses the first 2, but she does come through with the win. That was a crazy victory.
I don't even know what to say. I just want to say that the studio sessions for both schools were amazing towards the end of that game.
I still can't hear.
I can't either, yeah. My ears are kind of ringing after that.
Yeah. You know, you hate to see the refs play such a big role
I know.
in how the game ends, but what a way for it to end, in a sense, right? That was, wow.
Alicia had one of her best games this entire season.
Yeah.
I think the worst part for the Knights were all the fouls they had called on.
Yeah.
That was a huge deciding factor.
Yeah,
foul after foul.
I don't want to call it a lack of discipline, right? But at the end of games, A, you want the best players on the floor, and it's hard to do that when you get in foul trouble. And B, it sends them to the line a little bit too much, and that's not what you're looking for. So, you know, what a way to end the game. Big smile on his face. Jackson Calhoun dapping him up.
And the Central fans are
Central
not
hating it,
happy.
and Eli's just clapping it up.
I would not be taunting them right now if I were him, especially when you're down by 6.
Eli's gotten the butt end of a lot of foul calls. I think he appreciates that.
It must feel good, yeah.
Now we're hearing the cheering. This is an inspired basketball team. They have 6 minutes, or a little under 6 minutes, 6 points. Stiff.
It's a 4-point game.
And Stiff, 2 points, stares down his defender.
What?
Opportunity to finish it for 3. Wow.
Andre Smith was fouled and goes to the line. The foul is on number 12, Zach Morris.
He has an opportunity to make this a 1-bucket game. He's been a little iffy from the free throw line.
Oh, yep.
Oh, recovery from the Knights. Oh, Knights get the ball.
Ethan Scott.
Knights get the ball.
Eli. He was
That's
fouled
a
on
foul.
that play.
It's a foul on Central.
And that'll send Eli to the line.
They need to stop playing such a dirty game here.
Chase, I'll say it again, organized madness.
This game. I loved how the student section came alive here. Everyone was dead silent, and they're calling a timeout.
Chase, I have not seen this much energy in these boys all season.
This is what happens.
And Chase, all I can hear is talk it over.
They do need to talk it over. I don't know what's going on with Central.
Coming into this week, Kansas City Chiefs sit at a perfect 2-0 off the heels of 2 great in-conference wins. Week 1, Kansas City took down the Baltimore Ravens 27-20 opening night. This game came down to the wire with the final play being a near touchdown to Baltimore Ravens tight end Isaiah Likely that was ruled incomplete with his foot narrowly being out of bounds. Week 2, Patrick Mahomes and company faced Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. This game also required some late-game heroics from the Super Bowl champions, ending the game with a 51-yard field goal from their kicker Harrison Butker, winning the game 26-25.
Winchester is the backup big man, as we see on the bench. Jackson Calhoun, a 6'8" senior, does have the cast off today.
Yes.
But he has had a cast on for the past 2-3 weeks, suffering an injury from a basketball game back at Pattonville earlier in the season. But it's good to see him healthy back on the bench.
Yeah. I'm happy to report. I talked to him earlier today. He will be back after the long winter break. Doctors talked to him. It was kind of a game time decision for these 2 games this week. He got the cast off on Monday, but they thought it would be best to just not push it at all, give him a nice long rest, and come back fully healthy for the start of 2025.
There you go. New year, new season. Hopefully, a new hand. Healed one anyway.
Building on what you were saying, Kane, new year, new season. If you're able to pick this one up, you move your record to 3-5 and kind of get a long break to reset. You really do get kind of a new season. Cameron Hall.
See, that's how you beat
Down
the
to
diamond press.
Watson.
They got it to Boyd in the middle, and he swung it to the opposite side.
Back to Cameron, to Boyd.
Scott with
Monroe
the steal.
Turns it over. Scott, athletic layup, will fall. His athleticism back into the lineup is definitely something that has been noticed early.
Sold him with numbers.
Monroe kicks it to Gray. Gray will be fouled and will be sent to the line. All things considered, Kane, kind of a quiet night for Gray. Gray, the leading scorer coming into tonight for the Tigers. Gray averaging 18 points a game, sort of matching Bollinger on the night side of things. But kind of a quiet night for him. Definitely one of the negatives from this diamond press that we're seeing from the Knights. It's kind of closed him down.
The Knights, on the other hand, obviously the home team here in white. They run a bit more of a controlled offense. Definitely going to be on loose balls. Their defense has been very tight this year. And that is a blocking foul called. Number 11, Kendrick Boyd, his first.
You see the shot from Ethan Scott there, returned last game this Wednesday. Broken arm that kept him out of the game or out of the season. for the start here. Big addition to their team. Kick to Eli Bollinger. Finds Champ Pauly, who was kind of a surprise start. Back out to him. Eli to Oster. From 3. Won't go. Renz looks to kick out. Back to Bollinger. Out to Oster.
Oster, 33% from 3 this year. I would assume he was going to take some more shots on it tonight.
Oster directs his offense. Kicks it to Pauly. Back out to Oster. Finds Scott in the corner. To Bollinger on the corner.
Solden sitting in that 2-3 zone, so effective in high school athletics. And a foul there called. Number 12, Michael Watson, the senior forward.
Renz looks to inbound. Finds Pauly in the corner. Back to Bollinger. To Oster.
And
Didn't take the clean look.
Knights taking their time. No need to rush a shot. No shot clock.
Back to Pauly. Oster.
They're waiting for the perfect look.
No shot clock, so no need to rush.
Spin move from Bollinger, and a third foul in the first minute and a half of play on Solden.
Yeah, Kane, that's got to cause an issue pretty early. You can't have that many fouls. For Timberland, there's a lot more good than there is bad. In that first half, you did look a little shaky. I'm not gonna lie and say that they were this dominant force that whole time. But what I will say is they learned from whatever mistakes were going on in that first half, and they had a third quarter for the ages. Flipping it back,
21-point third quarter is something that it's tough.
You don't see it very often.
That makes the fourth quarter momentum a lot different.
Well, and if I had to flip it back to North, I would like to highlight 2 negatives that I think can be positives, right? You see the 0 on the scoreboard. It's not something that you want. But there were 2 very big runs from Colin Conley that were either called back or, he was tackled. Yeah. Those are 14 points that could have been there, and those are things that can be repeated, right? A guy like him can break off big runs like that. And sure, but 14 points wouldn't have changed the outcome of this game too much, but it would have helped the morale, certainly.
Say Colin Conley, way to kick in this game that really is a key point to take you to the end of this year.
Kane, I loved the aggressiveness that we saw from this Knight defense. We saw it a little bit against North to start the season. They came out in this really press-heavy defense that we've never seen before from Coach Green in his tenure here at North. But a lot of steals, and it kind of wore off towards some of these recent games. Teams are starting to adjust to it. And they came out tonight in this diamond press, something new that they haven't tried all season, and it worked beautifully.
Diamond press and 1-3-1 defense. 2 new things to note for the Knights.
Exactly. Yeah, I can't say anything more. I mean, the Knights pulled their sword and slayed the beast. It was a long fight, but they killed the Tigers.
There you go. Again, what we had 24-point lead for the Knights. Came down to a 4-point ball game and a final buzzer beater shot. The 2024 basketball season so far off to a hot start. The Knights pick up their 3rd win of the season, 3-5. Tigers have to head back, now 2-4 on the year. But great effort from both teams. Something to take positives, some negatives to take into this winter break for both schools. And we'll be back in the 2025 season. I'm Kane Manful. I did the color commentary tonight. Joined here by Braeden Kettinger doing play-by-play. We're so happy to have you here on FHN Game Day. Follow at FHN Today for daily news updates, at FHN Game Day for all your sports-related content. We'll see you in 2025.